Hi, I'm Sharon Breslow, and I'm directing a play at the Town Hall that opens this weekend, Halloween weekend, although we don't have a performance on Halloween, and it is called Kimberly Akimbo by David Lindsay A. Bear. This is Gregor Trista, and tell them what part you're playing.
I'll be playing the character of Buddy, the perfectly dysfunctional, drunk dad.
Which, luckily, in real life, he does not play.
No, I'm a functional drunk.
And a dad.
Yes, and a dad, a real dad.
And there's 5 characters in the play. A young boy from who's 15 from Saugerties High School, whose name is Ryan, and Thomas, thank you.
Very talented.
Very talented, got great instincts, and Adele Calcavecchio, who's playing a 16-year-old girl, even though she is over 50, shall we say.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the whole idea of the play. It's about a girl who's born with a disease called progeria, which is where she ages quite quickly and really only has a lifespan expectancy of 16. So where we find her when the play begins is on her 16th birthday. And I know that sounds like a very sad play, but because it's David Lindsay A. Bear, it's actually quite brilliant and very funny. He has a way of taking a very tragic and very immediate situation and honing in on 4 or 5 or 6 characters who then we get to watch their perceptions of the world as seen through that disease or through that difficulty. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know much more. I love my wife. She's about as dysfunctional as me, but maybe more bossy.
I'd say it's a play about dysfunctional characters. That's why you might enjoy coming, because there's a small chance you may be either dysfunctional yourself or have come from a dysfunctional family.
That's right.
And tell them a little bit about what your interaction is with the other characters. For instance, there's the boy, there's your wife, and there's your daughter.
Right. And then my sister-in-law.
And your sister-in-law. Oh, I forgot
Which
about
is a big cog in the system to make things that much more intense and convoluted.
Each character and their interaction with each other, gosh, it's very, very funny. Obviously, he doesn't get along with the sister-in-law. He barely gets along with his own wife.
But I actually do, I guess you bring up, I do care very much about my daughter, but not focused enough, not strong enough, disciplined to really give her the attention and love and care that she needs, because I'm not in control, so to speak.
And what's interesting, I think, about your character also is that it's very clear that he had dreams and things he wanted to achieve in his world, and between the drinking and the difficulties of life, those dreams have been sort of ebbed away until he's sort of left with just on autopilot. Yeah. Seems like on autopilot. That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Because I think, like you said, all the choices were made by circumstance, by Patty, with Kim being the first child, and then whatever leads up to having a second child.
Right.
So I just have to keep doing what I'm doing, and that's it.
He's lucky in that he's surrounded by talented women in this show.
Yeah, it makes me look bad.
No, it makes him look good.
It makes me look good being bad. No, bad, good. Good, bad.
Oh, he's crazy. He's crazy. How's this been in terms of the other shows that you've done at PAW?
Well, this is my second A-Bear. A-Bear is what it is?
David Lindsay
A-Bear. This is my second David Lindsay A-Bear. And you and I actually, I think, met on Freddie Mears.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So and I think I've seen another production of his, and I absolutely adore his zaniness. The writing is just wonderful. And it's a great challenge, no matter what the role is in any David Lindsay A-Bear.
What's the
especially
other
the
one
comedic ones.
Where I went over the barrel.
Oh, Wonders of the World?
Wonders of the World. Krista Trindler, who's in this play also, and I went over Niagara Falls together in a barrel. That kind of gives you and that was a play about a man who ate and digested Barbie heads for sexual pleasure. So it just kind of tells you what kind of dysfunction you're
That's a great fetish, though.
Yeah.
I was thinking of, something like that. But I was afraid that I would choke, and there's a phobia about that too.
Arts of Woodstock does very interesting performances. I've noticed, because they asked me to do this and a couple of other things that I've done in the past, and Edie Lefevre, who's been in charge of this group for 45 years.
Too long.
Way too long. She picks very, very interesting plays that aren't your run-of-the-mill, sort of hackneyed, overseen plays. She picks things that really make you think, make you laugh, and I think this play fits into that category. I mean, you'll scream with laughter, but you won't go away without having some pretty profound thoughts about what it's like to grow old, what it's like to be in a family with extended family, and a family that keeps secrets because there's alcoholism and other things affecting their world, and the family unit is always separate from the larger world. And in this play, it's the family trying to, the parents, the mother and father and husband and wife, trying to keep it completely masked off from the world, which often happens in a family. Oh, October 29th, and it runs through November 14th.
Weekends.
3 weekends. Just think of it this way. This is the performance schedule. The last weekend in October, the first 2 weekends in November. No performance on Halloween. And we do 8 o'clock Friday and Saturday, and Sunday at 4.
Hi, I'm Adele Calcavecchio. I've been acting off and on with Performing Arts of Woodstock since 1974. And I am on the board, have been for a couple of years, and I'm delighted to be appearing in Kimberly Akimbo. This is my 10th role with PAW. I am playing the title role. I've been acting in the Hudson Valley since 1971 and other places before that. In fact, it's hard to get me off a stage. Kimberly Akimbo is a fascinating play, very challenging, and Ryan will introduce himself, and then maybe we can talk about the play.
Hi, my name is Ryan Thomas. This is my first show with Performing Arts of Woodstock, and I've only been acting for about 2 years now. But I really enjoyed my time with PAW. It's been a real learning and growing experience. I was first suggested to audition for the show by Ron Moorhead when I was in the Mid-Hudson Valley Summer Institute for the Performing Arts.
And Ron Moorhead is a very important member of Performing Arts of Woodstock as well. In fact, he and I first met when we did our first David Lindsay Abaire play. PAW has now done 4. And the first play we did by him was called Fuddy Mears, which everybody enjoyed very much. So, shall we talk about our characters?
Sure.
Well, Kimberly, as our director has probably said in an earlier interview, is a 16-year-old girl who is afflicted by an accelerated aging disease. So the play is written for an actress in her 60s or 70s. I'm not telling you. And she is in high school, and she takes high school classes, and that's where she meets Jeff.
Jeff is a 16-year-old boy in a suburban town in New Jersey. He's a bit of a nerd and an outcast, and he's addicted to the game Dungeons and Dragons. He first meets Kimberly, while he's working at a drive-thru, and then they sort of become friends, almost, and it sort of blossoms into something more.
Yes. Jeff and I are both in one biology class, and we each have to write a paper about a disease. So Jeff has gotten the idea that since I look so old, maybe he can write about my disease. And that's how we become friends. And we really do become friends as peculiar people, each of us, whom people ignore. And they're going to get lots of laughs, for one thing. A lot of these truths that are about time passing, people misusing time, how little we all have of it. All of these truths are dealt with in a very quirky and very imaginative way, so that the author, who has developed a reputation for that kind of writing, keeps surprising the audience. And you're laughing and sometimes weeping inside at the same time. Laughing on the outside, you've heard that.
My character's definitely been a very interesting process, developing him. This is my first play I've ever done that's a non-musical, so it's a lot more character development than I'm used to. You know, the musical, it's a lot more about the song and the dance aspect than the actual, you know, acting and putting yourself really into your character. So it's been very interesting.
For mature audiences.
Yeah, do not bring your kids, because there's a lot of mature content in the show.
And mature conversation, if you could call it conversation, and not pronouncement. Yes, that would be wise. But it's extremely enjoyable, and we have a kind of different way of presenting the play in Town Hall, where we always do our plays. The audience will almost surround the actors, and there will be 4 separate playing areas. I hope everybody finds it quite intriguing. The person who designed this set is Bob McBroom, whom a number of people know as former head of the Woodstock Chamber of Commerce and the owner of the Onteora Mountain House. Jeff, the character that Ryan plays, loves to make anagrams, and some of them are hilarious. And he's obsessed with them when he's not busy doing Dungeons and Dragons. So I, as Kimberly, have asked him to make up an anagram of my name, which is Kimberly Levac. So can you do an anagram of my name?
Sure, but only if you time me.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Kimberly Levaco, right?
Yes.
And Levaco is Levaco.
Yes. Ready?
Hold on. Okay, go. 1C, right?
Yes.
See, I like to pull out the K's first, because that's one of the hardest letters to use.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, K's, J's, and Q's are the hardest. So, you know, when I first saw you in the cafeteria, I thought you were a new lunch lady. Isn't that funny? Sorry. Are you sensitive?
No.
Oh, great. So, you glad you moved to Pagoda?
Yeah, it's okay.
And it's, like, not weird for you?
What's not weird for me?
You know, to be in high school.
Well, why would that be weird?
You know, since all the other kids ignore you.
I might ask you the same question.
They don't ignore me. I wish they ignored me.
Yeah.
Done.
Really?
How fast was I?
56 seconds.
I would have been faster, but I was carrying on a conversation at the same time.
What'd you get?
Okay, ready? Kimberly Levaco turns into Cleverly Akimbo.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Well, what's a kimbo?
It's bent. Like, you know, when your hands are on your hips, your arms are akimbo.
Cleverly akimbo.
You know, it's really good. You should be happy. I did my grandmother's one time, and she got Arabian beard.